One thing I know for sure, you can't fake confidence. That whole fake it till you make it thing doesn't work. And probably saying a bunch of affirmations in the mirror is not going to get you very far either. What I do know is that confidence comes with action. So you have to take the action and the confidence will follow. So, where do you start? Here's what nobody tells you. Before you can show up confidently on camera, you have to show up confidently off camera. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 things that I do to show up confidently off camera so that I can show up confidently on camera. And I'm warning you right now, some of them are pretty niche, but let's get into it. Hi, my name is Cynthia, and for the past 8 years, I've been helping regular people just like you create content and show up confidently on camera with purpose. And if you're here because you're struggling to show up because you feel awkward or you feel self conscious or you're not sure what you're saying, then you're in the right place. In fact, I've struggled with all of these things and still struggle with them. So come along with me and let's do this together. The first thing that's helping me with my confidence, and this is super niche, is cutting my own hair. Stay with me. The overarching theme of this first thing is that you really, really need to embrace your imperfections. We all have things that we are very self-conscious of. A couple of mine are this gap in my teeth. I don't know, just a few years ago, but I'm just learning to embrace it. Other thing is my voice. We all struggle with this, or most of us do, because it's not the voice we hear when we're talking. So when we hear it on camera, it feels weird, it feels unnatural. But our voice is our voice. This is the voice everyone else is used to hearing. So embracing it. And one of my other things is my hair. It's very fine, it's very limp. I love to go down a rabbit hole and doom scroll all day long, curly girl tutorials. Like, I can't get enough. And I think it's because I just wish I had some body in my hair. And so for years, I would always make sure if somebody took a picture and my ear was like poking out of the thin hair, I would make them redo it, or Photoshop or something like that. And not anymore. Not anymore. Okay. We're going to embrace that. But I did start cutting my hair. I started following this creator, Jane, who teaches razor haircuts. A lot of her models have thin, baby thin, fine hair like mine, and she would do these beautiful razor cuts and instantly give volume and frame the face. And she sells a course that teaches you how to do it yourself. She's like in LA. There's no way I'm ever going to make it there. So I bought a razor and I purchased her bangs and framing course, and I did it myself. And then I was doing that for a couple of months, and people would comment on my hair. And then one day, I think I mentioned it on social media, and a few people reach out and be like, I wondered what was different. I wanted to say something about your hair. So that's given me confidence. And then a couple of months ago, I went ahead and did a major chop. And let me tell you, I'm still recovering from that. Do I love my hair right now? No, I'm going to be honest. No, but it's hair. It'll grow back. And I feel like I have the tools to get the look that I want eventually. And also, it's taught me that it's not that serious. I had so many women, especially, come up to me and be like, you're so brave to cut your hair. But I wanted a look. And this person taught me how to do it. Being empowered to do this myself, I can't describe what that feeling is. So this is slightly twofold, and and this kind of rolls into the next section, the next point here. But first of all, embrace your imperfections. And if something really bothers you about yourself, first of all, it is what it is, right? Your voice is your voice, your face is your face. People are here to hear your message. And if you have something that's going to help them, they want to hear from you, and they don't care about those other things that you're worried about. So don't let that hold you back. And this leads into point number 2, which is learning new skills. So just like I learned a skill with my hair cutting, learning new skills in general is is going to go far and beyond building confidence. After I had my kids, my boys are now 11 and 14. And for a long time after I had them, you get stuck, you're in that parenting mode, you're overwhelmed with everything it takes just to keep these little humans alive. And then there comes a point where your kids become more independent, and then you suddenly remember that you're a real person. And it was around that time that I realized that the hobbies or things that I liked to do before kids, I wasn't quite into them the same way. And so I was searching for something new to fill me up. I'm kind of a hobbyist, try something, get kind of good at it, and then move on to the next thing. So I was really looking for a hobby that I could learn a skill and then I could build on that. And so I got it in my mind that I wanted to sew. Now, my mom is a seamstress. That is what she did professionally. And so I always felt, well, she could do it, first of all, if I needed anything mended, and she still does because she's much better at that kind of thing than me, and I don't trust myself to that level. But I guess I just kind of always thought that was her thing. I don't know why. Anyways, I decided I'm going to learn how to sew. And so I did. And I sewed some garments for myself, and it was a lot of fun. And I would thrift fabrics and bed sheets, and I would make them into dresses and little suits, and I loved it. And so I did that, and that felt really good. And it's a skill now that I'm not sewing to that extent, but I know how to do it. I can do simple things, and it's not as scary. And it has built my confidence. And then a couple of years ago, I was looking for an exercise, something that I enjoyed. Again, a skill, something that I wouldn't get bored with really easy. And I kept seeing during the pandemic people jumping rope, and like not just jumping rope, not just skipping, but like doing tricks and shuffling and spinning the rope in the air. And I was like, that looks really fun. But at first I was like, that's not for me because I'm not an athlete. So therefore, how could I do something like that? I kept seeing these videos, and it got to a point where I was like, I just have to try. And so one day I ordered myself the rope, the right rope, after doing research, and I started. And at first I could barely jump a minute. It hurt so bad. I had the worst shin splints in the world. But then I just kept building that skill, got the right shoes, had the right tools, and took it one day at a time and built up my stamina. And then I started adding tricks and moves. And now it's something that I am not doing to the extent I did it at first, but it's an enjoyable thing. In the summers, I walk the dog to the local tennis court and I just let her rip. She sits there and watches me, and I can just dance and put on the tunes, and I can try my new tricks, and I can learn new things and build on the skills that I've learned. Building skills, I think, is super important to building confidence and realizing that you don't have to be the best at it to enjoy it. Number 3, and I'm not going to go on and on with this one. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Surround yourself by the right people. If there is somebody in your life, especially online, who maybe they comment on your stuff and it's not in a nice way, it's not in a kind way, block them. They're not going to know. You don't need that in your life, right? You need people who are going to build you up, who are going to cheer you on. If it's not constructive and with your well-being in mind, then block them and surround yourself with people who are going to build you up. Share your videos with people who are going to encourage you. And if you don't have that group of people, find it. I encourage you to go out and find it, because there are people out there who want to be kind and who want to build you up and who want to cheer you on. So surround yourself by the right people. And you don't need a huge community. 1, 2 people, that's all you need. Okay, number 4. This one might be a new one for you. Discover your strengths. And when I say strengths, I mean your natural instincts, your natural way of doing things. And you can find this out by doing what's called the Kolbe A assessment. When I first took my Kolbe A, it was an absolute game changer. It showed me how I naturally take action in that creative problem solving process. And this was like I said, a game changer, because for years I just always felt slower than everyone. I felt like everybody could just go at things without a plan, and I was here making my lists and using my 1200 planners to get things done, but always feeling a little bit behind. And once I discovered my Colby and understood it and how I interact naturally when I'm in an environment to do so, it just changed things for me. I realized that, oh, I'm a researcher. I need time to research. Attention to detail is very important to me. It comes naturally to me. And then I need to naturally go ahead and categorize things and make a plan and create a system to work in. And that I'm going to then visualize from there to see what I can do with it before advocating to make sure that things are stable. And so that takes time, but also that's important for me to advocate based on all of those things, that I had an important voice to share that helped the overall group. And that was huge. And then understanding other people's strengths through the Colby also helped me to understand how they work and then to work in alignment with all of our strengths and let people do the things they're strong at that I'm not strong at. It let me let that go. And let me tell you, it was really freeing. So that could be something that really helps you get clarity on how you take action, which can help you when you get stuck in things. And the more clarity we have, the more confidence we have. Number 5, knowing what matters to you. It is so important, and we always hear, what's your why? What's your why? Getting clear on what matters to you means, for me, what are your values? Why are you showing up on camera? If you're really clear on that, then you're going to be confident in the things you create, and you're not going to be sidetracked by other things. It gives you a sort of tunnel vision, but in the best way. So for me, my faith is very important to me. That's the foundation of everything that I do. So anything I create is going to have intention to what I'm building in my life. Why am I doing this? Why am I on here? Why am I providing for my family? And when I'm clear on my values, what I believe in, what I stand for, that really helps make this fear of judgment less. I'm not performing for anybody's approval. I'm here to help the people that I'm here to help. So it's a real shift from, do people like me, to, am I bringing value to my audience, to my true audience? So there you go. That's the 5. Embrace your imperfections, maybe by cutting your own hair. Learn new skills. Surround yourself by the right people. Learn your strengths, how you naturally take action, and then clarify what means the most to you. Because showing up confidently on camera isn't about the perfect setup or the perfect lighting. It's about knowing who you are, what message you have to share, and how you can help others. So that's it. I encourage you to choose one thing today and work on it. So whether it's taking your Colby A assessment, whether it's learning a new skill, embracing one of your imperfections, building yourself up with the people around you, or getting clear on what matters most to you, pick one thing, start today, and see where it takes you. And we'll see you next week.